Hi everyone, I'm Nick Stanisic. I'm here with my wife, Dr. Kerry Stanisic, and we're here at Lake Dental to discuss her journey with CAD/CAM and digital dentistry. So we're just going to dive right in and talk about this, maybe give you guys some insight on what's happened with her practice. So about a year and a half ago, you purchased the Primescan, and how has that impacted or changed your practice?
In many ways. First off, it has made me a better dentist because I am able to see my crown preparation zoomed in on the screen, and I can check my margins and I can see all of that before I send that to the lab to make, for example, a crown. So the one other great thing about the Primescan is it has a prep analysis feature where I can see right then if I need to reduce my, if I need more occlusal clearance. So right then and there, the patient's in the chair, they're already numb. I have my scanner there, I can see right there, and I can adjust that area, which eliminates the crowns coming back with thin occlusal area, or I need to adjust the opposing. So that eliminates that, which has been fantastic, especially for second molars. So that's been wonderful. Also, a better patient experience. They don't have to have the goo in their mouth, the impressions. So all in all, they love it. They love the technology. They love to sit there and see their teeth on the screen, and they're fascinated by it. So that's been wonderful. And in addition to that, ultimately, I'm getting a better product. So when I'm taking a traditional impression, there's chances of that becoming distorted, with transportation and temperature changes. So all in all, when you have a digital scan, you scan your prep, you send it right away to the lab, and then they're taking it over from there. So that's if you're not doing milling in the office. But that was my first introduction to digital dentistry there. So that's been awesome for the practice.
Awesome. So now about a few months ago, you decided to purchase a milling machine as well and bring everything in-house. What helped you with that decision? Why did you decide to do that?
Yeah, that has been amazing. And, it's something that I was, I'm a startup practice first and foremost, so I haven't even been open for 3 years. And it's something I really wanted to get started with at the beginning, but, cash flow is so important in a business. And, so I wanted to wait a little bit further, but I was dealing with a lot of stress from lab remakes. I've used a lab, even a local lab, and the first 6 months everything's fantastic, and then everything starts to go downhill. Get the crown and looks like it doesn't even belong to that tooth. You have to adjust so much interproximally, or I always take a pre-op X-ray before I cement, and you see an open margin, and you got good contacts, and it's still an open margin. And so the stress of that, the chair time adjusting, an hour for a crown seat appointment, just a lot of time. It's not a good patient experience, stressful on me, stressful to have the patient come back and say, okay, I'm sorry, I have to have the lab remake the crown. So that was happening quite frequent, and I was wondering, is it something I'm doing? And, I talked to the lab and they say, no, I can see your margins, everything looks great, preps look good. Well, it's just very frustrating. So that was the biggest reason why I wanted to go with it. And then also the patient experience. The less visits, being able to do same-day dentistry, that's huge. And we've all had patients where they say, well, I'm going up north now. It's here, we're close to Easter time. It's April, and okay, I'm going up north for 3-4 months, but I need my crown before I go. And I could put a rush on the case, but hopefully everything comes back and everything's perfect, and I could see it and not have a conflict with your travel plans or your flights, or we all have those patients that travel a lot, or we want to be able to accommodate them. With now, I can mill it in the office and same day or within a week, and it's a game changer.
Okay, awesome. Well, that kind of leads me into the next question actually that I had, which was, what's been your impression of the restorations made by CEREC? Sometimes I talk to doctors and they say, restorations that CEREC creates aren't necessarily as good as what a lab can do. So what's been your impression?
I would say they're just as good, especially if you're doing Emax and zirconia, because when we're milling in the office, that's exactly what the labs are doing, except for they're doing it at a high production, a high volume, as opposed to what I'm doing in the office. Now, if you're doing gold or PFMs, then obviously the lab is going to make those. But all in all, the majority of what's being done today, Emax and zirconia, they're just as good.
Awesome. And how has the full system CEREC impacted your practice?
Oh, the stress. Like I can relax. You know, when I see a crown seat on the books, I'm not thinking, oh my goodness, is it going to fit? Like the stress of that. So, you know, it has been so nice because we put those crowns in and they drop right in. I floss, beautiful contacts. I check the bite, hardly have to do any adjusting. It is amazing. It's making like dentistry fun again, and it's exciting. And I just, you know, that stress, reducing that stress load has been huge for me because as a practice owner, or even if you're not a practice owner, you know, we have enough stress with dentistry in itself, with overhead challenges, you know, staff and that sort of thing. So whatever we can do to reduce stress, by all means, it has definitely been worth it. Another thing to point out is the engagement from the team. The team has really been excited about it and to offer same-day crowns. And my dental assistants, they have the opportunity to be creative and to watch them, and they're involved in the whole process with the designing, the milling, and then the staining and glazing. And they are really excited about it, and to see that excitement on their faces and that sense of accomplishment that they have. And when we take the bite wing and we see it on the x-ray and we like high five each other and we say, that looks so awesome, and they're so excited, and it's a sense of reward for them. So it's been fantastic for them because, you know, dental assistants, there's only so much that they can do with chairside and making temporary. So this has been something that they've really enjoyed.
Gives them a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah. It's been really exciting.
Sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Gives them, it's like you're getting excited and they're getting excited.
I know.
It brings the whole team up.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah.
Awesome. So next question. So obviously buying, you know, a milling unit, the oven, you know, all that. So it costs over $100,000 for all of that equipment. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's worth it?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said before with the stress, if whatever we can do to reduce stress, you know, there's only so much that we can, you know, navigate to other people to handle. You know, we have an accountant to handle our taxes. We have, you know, if you have a payroll company, whatever we can do to delegate, and that way we can focus on what we are here for, and that is the clinical dentistry. And this, you know, this is another way to reduce the stress for me and in the office. So it's been great. And another thing that's made it easier for me and more comfortable is having the option to finance.
Okay.
And then to have the no payments for the next 12 months, which as a startup practice, that's been really...
Your cash flow, it's helped your cash flow. So it gives you an opportunity to use the technology, get used to it, but you don't have to pay for it right away.
Right, yes.
So let's help you out. Okay. And so that kind of leads me to my next question about the Primescan and the Primemill from Dentsply Sirona. Why did you choose that technology, say, versus an iTero or a Trios, which are good scanners, but you also then have to combine them with a third-party milling unit from a different manufacturer. Why did you choose to do the Primescan and the Primemill?
Because of the seamless integration. It's like an Apple product talking to an Apple product versus an Android talking to an Apple product.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, also I chose CEREC because CEREC is a pioneer of CAD/CAM technology. You know, they launched in 1985, right?
I think so, yes.
And if I'm going to choose a product, a CAD/CAM product, I want to choose one that has been through all the hiccups and has learned and grown over the years. And with all of their experience, I feel more confident in using their product.
Okay, that makes sense. Absolutely. Okay, so this last question is directed towards your colleagues. What would you say to your colleagues watching this video who might be considering making the jump to CEREC or digital dentistry?
I would say just do it. And I would say, you know, to buy through Patterson, because Patterson stands by their product. So if you're not happy with it, they will return it. They always want to do the right thing for their customer, and they stand by their product. So I may be biased because my husband is a Patterson rep, but if I was not married to a Patterson rep, I would still buy through Patterson because first they're the first distributor to sell CEREC. They have been with CEREC for longer than any other competitor out there. So I would say they are the most experienced. They have the technicians that are more experienced. They also have the Patterson Technology Center, which is a wonderful resource where you can just pick up the phone and call, and they can walk you through any problem that you're having, which is critical in our field. If we have a patient in the chair and we need something, you can pick up the phone, you can call them, and they walk you through everything.
And
so
you're not waiting for like an hour and a half.
No, you're not waiting. Every time we call, which fortunately we haven't had to call a lot, but when we do call, somebody answers right away, and they're very professional, excellent customer service, and they walk you through the problem and they resolve it 9 times out of 10. So that has been really wonderful, and that's huge when you're investing such a large amount of money into a product. You want to make sure that you have the customer service to stand by you, because you have the product, but you need the customer service that goes along with that. So that's another reason why I would say to go with Patterson.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking
Yes.
the time out of your day here to talk to me, and I hope that's helped some of you out there watching this video. So you guys all have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
You're welcome.